first thing I had to do was go into www.cso.ie and then database, and then census of population 2011. This is Ireland part 1 and it's the first one here. And then I had to select both from here, everything from this column and everything from this, and it says 768 data cells. You click show table and you press this to download. Now to download the information from the live register, you go back into this and you click this live register, and it's the second one here. Now here I had to select everything from age group, both, everything from detailed duration, state, all classes from social welfare, and half year, and it should say 936 columns, and you press show table and you click this to download it as a CSV file. So basically I opened the CSV file in Excel and I made a new sheet and renamed it POPRI format, and I copied and pasted all the relevant information from the population one. And I have 3 columns, one for date, one for county, and one for population. You can see I have each county 24 times. And the way I did that was write it out once and then use this option on the right hand bottom corner and drag it out 24 times. I also made sure there were no spaces between each new counties, because then there is a problem when you import the data. So basically the years go from 1841 to 2011 for each county, and then their population and the third column. Okay, so I had to do the same thing with the live register. Open it in Excel, and here it is. And I made a new sheet for the reformatted version, and I used 3 headings: year, category, and live register. And here I have the year for 2009, the first half, 2009, the second half, 2010, the first and second half, and these are all for the category under 20. And then the live register is in column C. The next category we have is 20 to 24. And here I've done the same for 2009, the first half, the second, with the live register in column C, 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then the next category is 25 to 34 years. And I've done the same with all the categories and listed out all the years with their live registers. For step 3, to import the data, we need to go into Sample Control Panel and then Admin. And now we have to create a table here. So the first table we're going to create is population. And we have the headings days, county, and the third one was population. And days is selected as integer, county as varchar, and the population as integer. And I'm going to save this to this here. And now I'm going to import the data. Now I have uploaded the POPRI format in the CSV file, and now I'm going to import. And click browse to see if the data has been imported correctly, and check the next page. Yep. And similarly, we have to make a table for live register under the headings year, category, and then live register. And then I'll set this to 20 and then press save. Now I'm going to import the live register CSV. I'm selecting my file and I'm changing this to 1 and press go. And now I have my table here with the first and second house and all the categories and all the population. Yep. For step 4, I had to graph the population of Ireland for each census year, and I have the years from 1841 to 2011, and I have the population on the y-axis, on the years on the x-axis, and there's the graph. To get the graph, I clicked insert and then chart type, and I selected scatter. For the second part, I have to go into the population table and I have to make a query on the county with the highest population for each year. And the way I did that was to select county and then max population from population table, where the date is equal to the first one we have there, which is 1841, and then press go. And here it says the county is Cork, and then this is the maximum population for 1841. And then here I've recorded that for the year 1841, the county with the highest population is Cork, and this is the highest population. So I went on ahead and I did that for each year. For 1851, the highest. And then when I did this query for each year from 1841 to 2011, mostly it was Dublin with the highest population. And then to graph it, I selected these and I pressed insert, and then chart type I chose scatter again, and then I have the population on the y-axis and the years on the x-axis. The next part was to graph the county that I was born in, and it's Galway. So I copied and pasted the information from 1841 to 2011. It's Galway's population, and this is the sheet I copied and pasted it from onto my graph one. And then to graph this information, I used a clustered column because you can see better with the population and all the years from 1841 to 2011, Galway's population. The next part was to get the maximum population of Ireland, the minimum population, the average, maximum Dublin population, and minimum Dublin population. And for the maximum population of Ireland, I just looked at the state population and I found that this was the maximum one and this was the minimum one. And for the average, I just used the average function to see what the average population of Ireland is. And then to get the maximum population of the county of Dublin, I went into SQL to find the max population from population table, where the county is equal to Dublin. And here I found the maximum population of the county of Dublin to be this. and that's how I got this one here. And to see the minimum population of Dublin, I did the same, except I changed this to minimum instead of maximum, and I found this number to be the minimum population of Dublin, and this is how I got this one here. Now to find the average population of Dublin, I went into SQL again and I typed in average population from Dublin. So I'm from the population table where county is equal to Dublin. And I got this to be the average, which I have here. And then here I just used a clustered column to show my information. Here's all the population, and here are all the columns. For part 5, I had to get the total live register for every 6-month period. So 2009, the first half, second, 2010, 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15. And the way I did that was I went into SQL and I made sure that my table is live register, and I selected sum, then live register, where year equals the first one we had, which was 2009 H1, and press go. So here is the total of 2009 H1 for the live register, and that's what I have here for 2009, the first half for the live register. And then I just did the same thing, but for the second half of this, and I got this, and then I copied it, and then I did the same for 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Once I got my information, I just put it into a graph, and I have the years down the bottom, and I have the live register down the side. For the sixth part, I had to estimate that if current trends continued, when will the number of people in the live register fall below 200,000? And I would say in 2015 part, like the second half.